Today's video is going to address photo editing. We're going to do this photo editing by working in a photo book. So we're going to start with a really simple softcover photo book, and I've already got my case information in, and I've already got my pictures loaded. And I didn't actually load them in any particular order, I just loaded them up. So I'm going to fill from a past case. I'm going to select my cases from here. You notice my case list is really small because I'm very diligent about keeping that list selected to only my active cases. So I'm going to select this softcover brown photo book. Softcover brown photo books hold a limited amount of pictures. Okay, there's only 16 pages in them. So I'm waiting for this to open up. Okay, so here's the book. Now I did not select a default image, and that's why this picture right here is blank. So I can click here, and I can go right here, and I can select one of these pictures as my default if I so choose. And it can be any one that I like. It could be this one right here, and I can right click, left click, save, and it'll pop it in right there. Now, it looks a little wonky because I need to address this right here. So I'm just going to move my mask. I'll click that edit pencil and move my mask like this, and then adjust for the view that I want and click save. Isn't that nice? And then I can still, move my fields around here for my name, but on the fast track I cannot adjust the font in any way. Okay, so for some of you who want to add text or add elements of design or anything like that, you may want to automatically go to the advanced designer for the book. So let's work in the advanced designer where we have more picture editing tools to work with. So I'm going to click advanced designer and I'm going to ask it to save. So I'm going to agree to the save, and we're going to go to the advanced designer for the remainder of this video. We're not going to take too long on this because I want it just to be a really brief but precise or concise view of the picture editing. Okay, so I can actually go right here and I can change my font, make it a little bigger if I wanted to. I can bold his name. I can move the name up. Okay, whatever I need to do here to make this look the way I want it to. All right, now panel 2 or page 2 here. So here we are, picture editing. Now we notice that the pictures are in certain, like portrait, landscape, but the pictures that fill them may not fit exactly right. Okay, so like this may need to be a little bit taller, or we may need to click the edit pencil and adjust. So it depends on what we want to show. If we really want to show the full length of the baby here, we can. So I can adjust it like that. Or I could lengthen the picture here by just dragging this out a little bit. That's totally my call here. I can drag this picture down just by clicking and dragging anywhere. This picture actually looks really good. It filled right in. I can still adjust the mask a little bit like this. Okay. This picture, once again, it's my call. I can click the edit pencil. I can adjust it. It could be a little bit taller so we can get all of the boys in like that. So I can adjust the handlebar, drag this down, see how it fills in the picture. I could drag it out a little bit. I can adjust the edit pencil here. And I think that's pretty good. So, I mean, it's totally my call. Now, if I decide I want to see more of the baby instead of an up-close and personal view, I can always do one of two things. I can create another portrait image by reducing the size this way and then editing the image this way and saving. See, so then I get more image, and then I can adjust my image like this. So there's a lot of variables here. Now, if I was in the mood to rearrange these pictures and these weren't the order that I wanted them in, I can always just drag other pictures in to replace them. Okay, but let's go to the next page and see what we've got. All right, so we've got two other images in here. This one is obviously meant to be a portrait image, so we're just going to shrink that up so we can see everything. And this one looks to me like it was meant to be a landscape image, so we're just going to reduce that mask a little bit like that, and I'm going to brighten that image up just a little bit, and I'm going to tweak that just a little bit like that. There we go. That looks a little better. Not quite sure what this is here, but that's part of the picture, so we're not going to mess with it. But I am going to bring this up a little bit, and then I'm going to bring this one to the front so that you can see all of this little picture that they've got pasted in right here. And since this is not really important right here, I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to stretch this out right here so that this picture's a little bit bigger. like that. Pretty cool, huh? Now, before we get off of this, I'm going to point out some things. I'm going to close this where I've got the screen open on the pictures. I'm going to close that. I'm going to point out this right here is our photo tools, our image editing tools. And you see this border right here? That's here. So I'm going to click the picture. I'm going to click the border. Now, I can change the color if I want, but this is the series color, so I'm going to leave it. And it's at a 4 right now, but I can increase it, but see how it goes into the image, so I don't really want to do that too much, but I can decrease it as well if I so desire, because these pictures here are going to get covered up by that border, right? And then this is my drop shadow. That's what gives it that three-dimensional look, and I like that. And then, of course, then this is my rectangle, my rounded corners, but I don't want to do that because it takes off my other pictures. And then my oval, which obviously would not work here at all, okay? All right, so those are my photo editing tools here. So then I'm just going to go to the next page. But wait, let's go back one. See these empty spots? I can also add items, like if I wanted to go to my design elements, select a category like, oh, just about anything. Let's go to quotes, quotations. These are pictures of words that don't have a background, so they float just about over everything. So let's pick something really basic, like here, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. There you go. See how easy that is? Now you cannot change the text, you can't change the color, you can't change the font. You can hold down Shift on the corner, grab, and make it bigger or smaller. But because it's a picture of words and not the actual words, you cannot change much of it. You can use other things in here. If he was into hunting or anything like that, you could use other elements from other areas and put little things on the pages. Um, Pine cones, you know, whatever would be appropriate. You can use frames, but keep in mind that most of the photo books have been gone over by the designers here at Messenger, our graphic designers, and so there are sometimes already design elements on the pages. So you most often don't need to go through and add a lot of extra things to the books. These books are left um, somewhat plain for a reason. We wanted to let you have the ability to add things as you needed or wanted to, but most of all, we wanted to make it about the pictures. Okay, so we didn't go into too much effort here. I was just going to add something really basic in here, but I can't find anything that really says too much to me. Even some of our poems are words without backgrounds so that you can just drop something in. Let's see if I can find anything in here that really... I think that there was an outdoors. There it is. Let's see if there's anything in outdoors. Well, he did like fishing, but let's go on and we'll find the one that's got fishing on it and we'll throw some fishing stuff on it. Some of the images are going to be full size. That doesn't mean that you can't go right here to the edit pencil and still tweak them if need be. Now see this, and even at full size, it's cutting some people off. It's not getting everybody. So we're going to cancel that and we're just going to reduce the height of the image like this so that it gets in the full width, and then we're just going to raise it up. Okay. And you'll notice it doesn't have, it's got like a slight vignette on it. That's this one right here, where it adds that edge, that feathered out edge, and I'm just going to take that off because it's cutting people off. So then I'm going to go here and I'm just going to make sure that everybody's in there and save it. So it's not a bad thing to reduce the height of a picture if it's going to help get the width in. All right, just some small details that will help. Okay, and then we're just going to keep moving forward. Okay, here we've got share the good times, but you see how it's laying over the colored part? We're just going to raise that up, and we're going to keep this picture in here, but the words aren't very clear, so I'm just going to reduce that like that, and I'm going to make sure I keep in the important parts of that picture like that. And maybe share the good times there with his dog. You think that's a good one? Yeah, that's probably okay. All right, so we're just going to keep moving forward. As time goes by, cause us to remember with ears, hearts of hope, we look ahead. That's a pretty good one. Let's edit the picture, but you see how we can't get to the edit pencil on this one? So we might have to move it down a bit. And see, the picture is just, it goes up a little too high and it's not quite wide enough. So I'm just going to reduce the size of the image this way and make it wider like this. And then I'm going to edit again like this. I'm going to move the mask up and I'm going to stretch it out so that we can get the best part of that image in. Isn't that much better? And then I'm going to edit the picture one more time to like that. Now that I have the picture looking like I want it to look, I'm going to use Shift and handlebar like this to make it small enough to not get into those words like that. Okay, now it looks a little plain to me, so I'm going to do a border on it like this, just one or two like that, and that just brings it out that much more, I think. It doesn't even matter what color the border is, it just adds that much to it. So then you just keep working your way through the book and you just keep editing. This one doesn't look bad at all. I'm just going to probably do a little something to make that fish come in a little bit clearer, maybe a little brightness, a little contrast. Looks like it could be widened just a little bit, and I'm going to get rid of that feathering and that vignette on there because you can't see all the fish with all that on there. There we go. And on this one just doesn't really fit in here like this at all, so we're going to get rid of all of that, and we're going to make it a rectangle again, and we're just going to zoom in on one portion of that. We're just going to maybe zoom in on these guys over here, and then we're going to make it a rectangle picture like this. Whoa, there. That's better. Now, there's one more thing that we could do with this to make it much more fun, and that is that we could do a little brightening on it. Show him actually playing with those grandkids. There we go. And now this one needs to be taller, much taller. But you see this picture right here, it just doesn't really fit with the theme, so I'm just going to get rid of it completely. And we're just going to keep this one about fishing, and I'm going to get rid of that vignette because that's just taken too much away from the picture. And we're just going to raise this one up like this, and this one's all about fishing. And so now I can go back and add these fishing items. We can put a basket down here in the corner, and maybe put a fishing hook over one of these pictures. So I'm going to shift and drag down to resize, and we're just going to put that like right over here in this corner like this, just to give it a little extra something something. And then we're just going to keep moving. Now see this collage right here? Now this doesn't look bad, but if we wanted to, we could single in on just one of these pictures, okay? And I'm just going to leave it like this because I think that's pretty good. Now, this picture right here, yeah, looks like his head's already cut off in the picture, so there's nothing we can do to salvage that. And that right there should actually be on the picture. Okay. Now this one right here, we're going to have to do some editing on. Looks like it should be much taller, like this. We're going to click on this edit pencil, and we're just going to zoom our mask down here, and we're going to make it smaller. We're just going to grab that couple right there. That's not so bad. And we're just going to keep going through. Now we're almost to the end, so we might want to consider pages that have a single picture on it as pages that we want to revamp just a little bit. So we're going to take out the vignette, and we're going to maybe crop to a rectangle and make it wider. This is a big family picture. This should be big. Yeah, like this. This is huge. Okay, maybe we go back to this picture that's a single family unit. We're going to hold down shift and we're going to grab that corner down. We're going to go back to case information and we're going to look. See, this one's on there twice, so we need to make sure that we're not overusing it. But all the rest of these pictures in the corner, it's got a 1. That tells you how many times it's been used. So this one didn't get used at all because we took it off. So this might be a good place to drop that picture back on the page. So I'm going to click and add and just bring it up here, and we're just going to go to the edit pencil, and we're going to drag our mask over like this so we can get that picture in. Okay. And we're going to do that brighten up a thing again like that. And make sure we don't have any white on the edges like that. Very nice. Oh, very nice. Okay. And we're just going to keep going down. Make sure we haven't missed any others. Okay. Looks like we've gotten this far, so we're going to hold off now. We're going to keep going. We'll come back to this one, okay? So we're going to close that, and we're going to keep going to panel 10, which we did. It's saving. See that, how it's saving? Okay, so, and then we're going to go to 11, because we know what that one's going to be. Oh, look at there. I think we're just going to leave that one alone. That's a really good picture. And we're going to go to 12. Now, see this in here? It's got this weird one at the top. We're going to zoom that in. So we're going to grab this mask and bring it down just like this. We're just going to crop those words at the bottom like that. That's good. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. All right, we got a couple pages left. Now, see, this one needs to be adjusted here. So we're going to bring this up. See, we're getting rid of the oranges there, but we're cropping the hat. So we might need to make that one a little narrower so we can get the full picture in, and then still do a little adjusting here so that we don't get off on the white too much, like that. Oh, much better. And then this one is meant to be a taller picture, but maybe that one just doesn't fit there because it's an old-timey picture, so we get rid of that one. And we're going to go back to that, was it page 9? Yeah, see, this would be a good place to add that one in. So we'll go over here, back to our family portraits, and we'll grab that picture that we just deleted. Where is it at? Here it is, and we'll add this one in here. And we can go here and we can add our drop shadow, and we can add a little border. Okay. Let's make that border the series color. Let's add a little border on this one. There we go. And then we'll add a little drop shadow too. How about that? Cool. All right. Gonna bring this one to the front. Gonna bring this one up a little bigger. How about we do this? We'll just rearrange these a little bit. Maybe make this one a little taller. And you'll notice that even though these edit tools are underneath, I can still get to them. See? Very good. Okay, so now we're going to go back over here where we were. It's going to save. We got a little editing to do here, so we're going to click on that edit pencil, and we're going to grab the handlebar. We're going to go like this. We're going to brighten that up just a little bit because it's a little dark. Save. This looks nice. This looks nice. And we're going to go to this one. Very nice picture. It's a little big for the page. I'm going to click and hold the corner and bring it up a little bit because we don't want it to get cropped. Okay. I'm going to click on that one. And see, this is where that one picture got used again. So let's go back to our case information and let's make sure that we didn't not use any. Well, there's a couple that we didn't use. So now we need to choose. Maybe drag this one in. I say that would be a nice picture there, but we need to go back to our basic design. Maybe crop to a rectangle instead. And the oval's not bad. Maybe we need to take out a little of the brightness, add in a little contrast. There we go. Make it not quite so white. And maybe take off a little of that feathering because it just seems to crowd in around their heads and get rid of some of the important images around their head. Okay. Very nice. All right, so now we're done. So the picture editing tools was not that difficult. You just have to kind of be, precise, but not not be overwhelmed by it. So just do a little bit on each one. And that pretty much concludes the photo editing. Thank you for watching.